I mean, it's too yeah, start from here. No, it's fun to go fast.
Hey, how's it going? My name is Phunmongkol.
Hi, I'm Zach Barber. We're going to examine whether there are any stereotypes about skateboarding and skateboarders.
And so, you know, why we're here to talk about this is because being a skateboarder, you get different kinds of stereotypes. What media has done and just maybe things that have happened in the past.
The reason we might feel this way is because he mentioned the media. Now, there's one movie in particular that I'm thinking about is Lords of Dogtown. You can see here in these clips, you know, people are breaking into backyards and then the cops come and they skate on the cop cars and, you know, talk down to the cops. You know, it really gives skaters a bad rap. However, that might portray something in the past.
Although anybody could be a bad or a good person, it doesn't have to be based on what they do. What we're trying to do is basically show that maybe skaters have bad image, but like that doesn't necessarily mean that all skateboarders pertain to that. What we did was we went out to Telegraph Avenue out in Berkeley, California, tried our luck at just finding people out there who were willing to just talk to us and answer some questions, and so here are our answers.
Like it's in the middle of no stop.
Hey, where you guys going?
We're going skating.
We're going skating?
Yeah.
Alright.
Peace out, bro.
Peace out, man. It's like, anytime you go to Telegraph, you're just going to spend a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's just basically what it is.
Is this free?
It's only $5.
Local artists, take that $5.
Hey, would you mind if we ask you a couple questions? We just need like public's opinion.
Okay,
Yeah?
got you.
So it's about skateboarding.
I think it's more of an escape rather than like rebellion. It's way more positive than vandalizing anything.
How do you think the media portrays skateboarding?
It varies. The sporting media, which is like Ryan Sheckler, and there's a more like raw approach, like street skaters. Skateboarding is beautiful. Anything like creative is good.
Definitely a stereotype.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why the stereotype is there, but it seems like, at least when I got into skateboarding in 7th grade, it was definitely a bit of a rebellious time in my life. I wasn't like trying to stick it to the man or stick it to my parents or anything like that. Trying to figure out who I was. I didn't really fit in with anyone else. I saw skateboarding as a way to express myself. I mean, a good thing about skateboarding is whenever I'm walking around, especially like on this campus, you see things differently. It just makes you look at your environment in a totally different way. It kind of gets you excited as you walk around. You're like, oh, I better go back home and grab my board so I can hit that up later. It gives you something to look forward to in the future. And you're creating because the different environment kind of promotes different types of tricks.
I've known too many skateboarders. I was a skateboarder when I was your age. It can be a means of transportation. It's nice and quick and easy to get from around campus or around here. Berkeley is perfect for skateboarding. They can be reckless, really reckless things. You see them. You can't help but see some idiot hanging onto a bus going 45 miles an hour down Telegraph or up Telegraph.
Have you seen that in person or just like in the media?
Anyone from a PhD candidate to you know, somebody that dropped out of high school and is spare changing for the next 6 months as a skateboarder. I see a lot of people without helmets. I think it ought to be the law. I think all the Republicans should skateboard on the freeway, in the fast lane. But
Let's interview him.
yeah. You need to interview. They're high school kids that.
I think I'm independent. I'm creative.
Because of that?
I believe in spatial intelligence. So if I'm not thinking, I'm not feeling, I'm doing stuff with spatial stuff. I don't know the stereotype. I mean, well, you see the signs where it's like no loitering and no vandalism and no skateboarding, grouping together. I think the laws have been set up based on some exceptions, people that damage property and hurt people. So I asked cops, different cities, where is it legal to do it? And the answer was, the guy said, skateboarding is not a crime. I mean, I've had thoughts about, what can be done to change people's minds about the stereotype. I had kids in Rockland, and the school district had a teacher in a classroom that was injured and needed help. And so skateboarders were on campus skateboarding, and they heard her, and they awarded those skateboarders because they helped the teacher. So they were trying to change the stereotype. I would like to do as well. So, is that good?
Do you think there is a rebellious nature to the kids that skateboard?
I think maybe that might have been an older stereotype, but skateboards become much more prevalent. So you can't really, there's no one type of person that skateboards, because really a lot of people do it nowadays, so I wouldn't say so. I haven't had too much experience, just the safety issue of skateboarding in the streets and traffic. That's actually a city ordinance, no skateboarding in the street, but that's also a safety issue because you're hard to see. And motorists around here, you could get clipped, and it's more of a safety concern, not that you're breaking the law, or, well, technically you are breaking the law, but not that you're doing a major crime, but it's more a safety issue. If you hurt yourself on our property, we could get sued, even though it's not our fault. And I say we as in the university. So universities and cities, it's not that skateboarders are rebellious, they're more trying to protect themselves against liability. Like, yeah, you guys want to have fun, but what you're doing is not safe. I would say that the main issue is nobody wants to be blamed when someone gets hurt. When I talk to skateboarders, they're always polite. I haven't had any problems. Just let them know, hey, it's a liability issue for us. If you get hurt, we get in trouble. I haven't had any problems.
No problem.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. So what I was thinking about when she was talking.
What were you thinking about, Zach?
Take a seat. Why don't you take a seat? So what we can deduce from our Berkeley responses is that the general opinion of skateboarding is that it's destructive and it's a liability and a safety concern to either people who own private property or landowners or whoever. However, skateboarders are going to disobey these regulations and rules because they're just trying to have fun. They don't really think about it because they're so caught up in landing a trick or looking at this cool spot and seeing how they can skate it. And so anyway, we talked to some of our fellow skateboarders, got their opinions, asked them pretty much the same questions that we asked random people on Telegraph. So let's see what they have to say.
Went in my room, like went through my shit,
You just finished? You just finished eating?
Like didn't say that one time, like.
Oh, okay. Save it for later.
I was like, I don't know.
All right.
I'm Spencer Krause, I'm 16 years old and I'm from Moraga, California. Well, a lot of people think that skateboarders do drugs, but if anything, probably skateboarding has kept me away from wanting to do any drugs or drink. Like usually, I'm not going to parties or anything, I'm at the skate park skateboarding instead of doing any of that stuff. I feel like people have sort of gotten that image of skateboarders over time just because like maybe they'll see like some people that happen to be like that, but not everyone really is like that. What's cool about skating is that you can do it whenever you want. I've never found anything else that's like skating that gives me the same feeling of happiness that it does.
My name is Jason Watson, 31 years old from Walnut Creek, California. Skateboarding is awesome. One of the most raw things you can do, self-expression. I don't think people have a bad image of the idea of skateboarding, but I think people have a bad image of skateboarders. Because anyone can skateboard versus pushing around on a plank with wheels on it. So the act of skateboarding is one thing, but that could be recreational activity. Skateboarders are, punk kids that usually swear a lot, smoke weed, smoke cigarettes. It's a good release. I think a lot of people need it. It's their release. It's their thing. Everyone's got their thing to release stress or show who they are or whatever.
Nicholas Eichley from the Bay Area.
Well, skateboarding to me is a way of life. Been skating for over 20 years. I think it's a great form of expression, art, it's a form of exercise. Mostly just fun, a reason to be outside and get out of the house. I think they're stereotyped. I think they're stereotyped good and bad. Nowadays, you know, that you can be an athlete, marketable, profitable, kind of those more like corporate things that I don't enjoy necessarily, but I think other people would see that as good.
What about bad stereotypes?
Drugs, alcohol, vandalism, uneducated, irresponsible. I think that yeah, one person can ruin it for everybody. You know, they really can. I'll never quit, not until my bones tell me I can't. I think it's great, man. I think skateboarding has changed this planet for the good. We should try it at least once.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. Right on. Thanks, dude.
Hey, my name is Ben Haig. I'm from Moraga, California, but now I live in Lafayette. Skateboarding is a great thing. It's just unfortunate how certain kids have to have a bad attitude, and because of their bad attitude, they put off a bad stereotype and really add to the stereotype that skaters not the best kinds of people. I think adults and stuff like that think skateboarding is kind of a joke, and that if you do it, you're not going anywhere in life. But it's something that is just, once you fall in love with it, it's so important to you that it doesn't really matter what anyone thinks, because it's just, you're in love with it, you know? For me, skating has done so much for me. It's not only has it taught me street smarts, it's taught me how to persevere and be determined to go after what I want, but it's really matured me as a person, because everything I've been through because of skateboarding has just pushed me to grow up. It's crazy how something like a passion can fuel you to be a better person and make a difference in your life, and then because of you doing that with your life, making a difference for everyone else around you. Wish more skaters were like that, but you can't expect everyone to not be so self-entitled and have that kind of attitude. They think they deserve to skate and it's their right to skate, which it is, but at the same time, when you're out skating places where you're not allowed to skate, I think it's important to remain calm and collected and be respectful, because you don't really have the right to skate, but you do it anyway because it's your life and it's your passion, it's what you do. You know, I just wish more people got that. But at the same time, when you want to go after something and try something at some place you're not supposed to skate, there's not really anything that's going to get in the way of that. You know, I just wish people understood that, and also understood that we're not horrible people. We're just as passionate about what we do as a football player playing on a field or a basketball player playing in a court. You know, it's just, the thing is, people say, like, why are you messing up this ledge? You have a skate park, but there's more to skating than just skating at a skate park. There's a really important part of skating which involves going out and exploring and finding things and skating them, because that's where most of the thrill comes from. And I just wish people got that. We're just crazy about what we do.
Yeah.
You know?
So what we can conclude from our skateboarders' opinions is that we all, even as skateboarders, we agree there is a slight rebellious nature to our hobby. However, it's not a sort of rebellion that's saying, screw you, law enforcement. It's kind of like, I'm going to disobey the rules a little bit because I have such an intrinsic motivation. Jeff, you want to talk about the intrinsic motivation behind skateboarding?
Yeah, so when you're a skateboarder and you sort of set like goals for yourself to sort of achieve, like maybe I want to learn how to ollie, and then once you learn how to ollie, you want to just take it to the next step further. Like I want to ollie up a curb, ollie down like a two-stair, and you just keep going. And you sort of get to a point where you're exploring, you're trying to find stuff, and then you see something, skatable. But there just might be like a sign that says no skateboarding. To a skateboarder, like all they see that in front of them is just sort of like just another goal that they want to like achieve. And all it comes down to is just like skateboarders are motivated to do these goals that they set themselves. Like it's not like something that people are telling them to do. It's all up to you, basically.
If you want to form your own opinion about the stereotype, it's going to come down to who are you looking at? What's your sample of skateboarders? So some people are going to be disrespectful. You know, a disrespectful skateboarder might say, no, screw you, like, why can't we skate here? And then the skateboarders will get all mad at him, okay. Well, those people are just disrespectful people. They're not disrespectful because they're skateboarders. Skateboarding hasn't made them disrespectful, they're just idiots. There are disrespectful people in every single sport.
Yeah. They're everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
It gives skaters like a sense of independence, because it's just the skater and his skateboard, and that's what sort of makes skateboarding, just how like everybody is different and they sort of have their own way of just riding down the street or just like, you know, just doing their thing. Because like skating, like you don't need like your buddy to be there like holding your hand while you're riding down the street. Like you can just walk out your door and then go do whatever. And like that's the cool thing about skating. It's all choice basically.
Looks like that's all we have time for, class. We really hope you enjoyed our documentary.
Goodbye.